Hey everyone, welcome to Fixin' to Create's Fun Friday activity. Thank you so much for joining me. This week's DIY Fun Friday project is going to be a little messy, so you will need to have a couple days for dry time as well. So just a little heads up. But today's DIY project is going to be Modge Podge Twine Star. So it's very simple, very little materials that you're going to need, but it will take a couple days for dry time. And so forth. So I'm just going to jump right in. So the items you're going to need are just your basic Mod Podge. There's many different kinds. Just the basic water-based sealer kind is fine. Different size twine. You can do very thin twine or thicker. This again is the kind of the medium size. This one came from the Dollar Tree. Nails or screws because you're going to be using that on your board. Hammer if you're going to use nails. Obviously drill if you're going to use screws. A pencil because you're going to be drawing out your stencil on the wood. And then I just have a stick here just to go ahead and jab that twine down inside my bottle. If you use a separate bowl, just use something that you can stir the rope around. That way it can get nice and coated. In addition to that, you can use, once the star is dried and ready to go, we'll be embellishing it as well. So we'll move on to that once this is all set and dry. So first off, I'm just going to go ahead and draw out my star. You can use a ruler, or you can use a freehand. What's fun about this project is it is so personal, and it's whatever it is you want it to be and how it's going to come out. All right, so the board I'm using is just scrap wood that I happen to have at the house. If you have a sheet of plywood, something larger, obviously you can scale up or down your star however you want. So this is a 1x5. So I'm just gonna go ahead and just draw out the best I can. Just a basic star. Connect my points. I don't know if you can actually see that or not with my pencil. So I'm going to go ahead and then now take my nails and do at these points throughout the star, because once the rope is covered in the Mod Podge, we're going to go ahead and wrap it around the star itself many times. So you don't need really long nails or screws, but you do want to be able to hammer it in and then be able to get a few twists on the nails or the screws itself. So I'm just going to go ahead and quickly nail in these nail in the nails, and then we will get to the Mod Podge. All right, so we're just going to go ahead and open our Mod Podge, and mine is, I don't know, about 1/4 of an inch from the bottom. So I'm okay with just stuffing the rope in here, and then just having leftover. It's going to be a little contaminated, but it is perfectly fine. So like I said, this is the twine from the Dollar Tree. I really like this thickness. I think it's a great medium weight, and we're going to be wrapping it around here. So I'm going to go ahead and stuff this entire 9.5 feet in. I probably won't use it all. I don't know, but I would rather have more than less. And like I said, it is messy. So once we take it out. So if you want to wear gloves or have a mat down, this is water-based, so you are able to clean up afterwards. So I am just going to stuff all of this right inside this jar. And then I just have a stick. I'm just going to try my best to get all of this in here. Now I might have stuffed too much in here, but we will find out. And start pulling this out. As you can see, it is very wet and coated, so you want to make sure that you have something underneath you. I went and got this little puppy pad. They work great because it's absorbent, so you can see it's quite drippy, but the stiffer the better. You could use Elmer's glue as well as an option too. All right, so now we have our very saturated twine, so we're just going to create a starting point. And this is however you foresee your star. So I'm just going to wrap this around. Kind of want to follow my star pattern here. That didn't really follow it, so let's see. All right, so as you could see in the video, I went ahead and unwound what I had. It didn't really look like too much of a star to me. So I went ahead and just redid it and followed the pattern of drawing out the star. So we'll see. Like I said, it's not perfect. It's very rustic. So we're going to see what it does in a couple days once it is dry. So I'm going to go wash up and put it somewhere safe that it can sit and dry and not get knocked over. Hey guys, welcome back. So this is our dried product. It took about a day for the items to dry. I went ahead and did a Christmas tree off camera. So now I'm going to be taking these off the board. So be real careful. Use your hammer or your drill and just gently pull up those nails. Again, they're nails, so be real careful. We're just going to go ahead and go through this pretty quickly and get the tree and the star off the board and then get the embellishments going. All right, guys, thanks so much for your patience on that. I did take a photo and I edited this video kind of short only because my stand and taking out all the nails made the video pretty shaky. So anyway, this is the result. I ended up going from the underside and pulling the nails. Again, these are just little shorties. And that worked a lot better, but do be careful because they are nails. You don't want to poke yourself. But we're going to go ahead and embellish this, and this is really cute. I'm really, really happy with the way the tree came out. And again, when I set that, I just created a triangle, and then just, you know, as a tree might have down points, up points, basic kindergarten drawing of a tree. So I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing. I'm going to remove the star, and then we will add embellishments to it. Right, so that was quite the struggle to get the star off. The tree was very easy, maybe because I didn't use quite as much on the Modge Podge as I did with the tree, but they are nice and crispy. Either way, the tree came off nice and clean. The star has more of a flat surface where the Modge Podge settled on the wood. It doesn't look like it pulled too much of the wood, but maybe a little bit of the dirt since it was a dry piece of wood. So anyway, heads up on that. Maybe not use as much as I used because this was very little and it worked fine. Again, this is just a learn as we go kind of project. So now we're going to go ahead and embellish them. I am going to go ahead and use this as a hanger. So we'll go ahead and add a piece of twine on the end for it to hang. But for the embellishments, again, I have some greenery, some berries. I have a bow from some wire ribbon that I had been playing around with the other day, so I think I'm going to use that. So I'll go ahead and just warm up our hot glue gun and embellish away. Alright, so I looked at some different embellishments, and because it was a star, even though it's kind of wonky, it gives it character in my opinion. So depending on what size board you have, maybe you can have a little bit better structure of a star. But I am really excited about the way that the tree came out and the embellishments. So these are much larger. I wouldn't, unless you have a lot of items on your tree, they don't have a lot of weight, but they are a little bit heavy. So maybe, you know, something you can hang on your wall or, you know, just place around. But anyway, I have this little gift tag idea. I believe this one came from Hobby Lobby. in a 4-pack that had joy and things like that. Or one of the other videos we did do the tags where you have the chalk pen, so you could do it on your own as well with just a couple beads and a bow. But I had that already set up, so went ahead and glued that on. I think the overall these came out really cute. I am happy. The dry time was, I said, a day to get everything really set. It was definitely a more challenging DIY craft that I have done, only because you needed a little bit of brute strength to take those nails out of the board and then peel the Modge Podge rope off the board. So I wouldn't use foam board because the foam board would come up with that Modge Podge, so make sure you do use a hard board. So anyway, thank you so much for joining me today with Fixin' to Create's Fun Friday activity. Please, if you do create this item, post your pictures below. Please add comments or any critiques. I welcome them dearly. If not, I hope this does inspire you to use your imagination and create. So again, thank you for joining Fixin' to Create's DIY Fun Friday, and we'll see you soon. Bye.